Hi guys, and welcome back to the part 10 of making Kush Maini a Formula 1 champion, and we have already made him a Formula 2 champion. And obviously, if you haven't watched the last video, you should go and check it out, because guys, we went on pole. We went on pole in Australian GP. So if you haven't watched that video, go and check it out. And if you see in this video, we have trying to see which upgrades we can do here. Obviously, we are going to do a chassis upgrade first, because look at that, our chassis is 9th right now, which will come in just in front before Chinese GP. We are right now the 7th best car on the grid, just behind the RBs, and we have a secret meeting with the Haas. Obviously, it's really amazing because guys, we are doing a Haas career mode right now, in which we were approached by Williams. And here in Kush Maini's career mode, we are getting, in which Hayes in in Alpine, in which we are getting approached by Haas. Obviously, that works amazingly for us, but we have continued these talks because we.
Asking around, and I'm delighted to say that the team are
so I was just saying that it was an really amazing thing to have, but guys, let's just first go into qualifying and see what we can get here.
A warm welcome everybody from a venue that has seen plenty of sensational laps over the years. Remember, Verstappen in 23, Vettel in 2019, some phenomenal pole laps, but whose will it be today?
And for the first lap in our Q1, we are just going out straight away as we can. Logan Sargent is already out of the session. Let's see. And was that Logan Sargent inside the barriers? Was it inside? Was he inside the barriers there? But let's just leave that one out. Let's start our first lap for Q1. Obviously, now ending the lap, we are just behind Russell. Russell obviously starting his first lap. Let's see through the line what it's going to be. It's P6 right now. P6, obviously not the best time, because look at that, we are just skipping past the time and we are already down. We are already down in P16. So we have to just go out and do another lap here, because we do not want to waste our time here. Obviously going at the end, if we do not make it, we won't get any other lap. So we are doing our the second lap in Q1, going through the first corners, already gaining time and obviously lose time here. And we have lost more and more time here, but going through the corners here, and we gained and we again lost it. So it's not really a good lap. We are just matching the lap we did before this, and because of that we are just half a tenth slower than we are from that lap. Obviously through the 130R we haven't gained and we have lost it, and into the chicane, braking as late as we can. Can we get obviously onto the curb? And we have gained, guys, we have gained almost 3 tenths going through the corners. Can we? Are we in Q1? Are we in Q2? Sorry. And we are with 12th. We are into Q2. Not one of, well, this Japanese track, Suzuka track, isn't really my best, and obviously starting obviously in the first lap of Q2 here, we are just crossing the 130R going through the chicane. Can we get a representative time here? Obviously, and we get a big slide there, but we caught it. But that doesn't matter, because obviously this lap is on used soft tires and we are last. But obviously it won't matter, because we are going to go out again on a new set here. We are 9 tenths off to the second guy here, and we are 1.5, and we have rain, guys. We have rain here, so we are going to go before the rain comes here and starting a final lap before the rain hits. Still we are in negative here, now gaining a little bit of time there here through the first. About 15. Yeah, our engineer also confirmed that we are going to see rain. Obviously going through the first 2 corners, we have already gained 2.5 tenths, almost 4 tenths and 5 tenths now. See, look at that, how bad the first lap was. So we have already gained 6 tenths in the first sector. We are just keep gaining and gaining here, 7 tenths now. We are not waiting right now. Obviously we were a little bit slow, and it's a purple sector for us. Obviously Japanese Suzuka track isn't really amazing for me. I really don't go here very well. So it's a really good lap right now. Obviously we have gained a second after that hairpin, and with 4.5 minutes remaining, can we get into Q3? Can we get any kind of representative time here into 130? Yeah, we just skip past the time a little bit, going a little bit wide in 1.2 seconds gain. Going through the chicane, taking out the bollard. We do not like any ballers here. And race to the line, what is going to be with 1.4 seconds gained here, and we are P8. Obviously, I feel like there's a little bit time we want to gain here, because obviously we are in P8 and we are susceptible to getting out of Q2, because see, behind us is Charles Leclerc and Lance Stroll, and with 45 seconds remaining, guys, there is no rain. Obviously our engineer getting a little bit of later news for us. So going through the last corners here for the final lap, we did not gain any time here. Hell, we lost 8 tenths, and we have to just cross our finger and wish that the people behind us haven't improved and we can go out. We can go into Q3, but guys, people have improved and we are out into Q3. Obviously Lance Stroll has improved and Charles Leclerc, both of them improved. So let's go into the race and see what we can do.
We're tasting glory today at the checkered flag. We're approaching lights out and we can't wait for the Japanese Grand Prix. We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at a wet and windy Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with Sector 1 likely to prove especially difficult in these conditions. We should see overtaking into turns 1 and 16 today, and maybe a few Kobayashi-style dives into the hairpin as well. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Hamilton, Stroll, Gasly, Tsunoda, Maini, Perez, Magnussen, Joe, Albon, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Ricciardo, Oscar Piastri, and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. I don't want to, but we should look at their recent performances, and I think poor is a universal word to describe them. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
So Max Verstappen starting on pole here, guys, with side by side with Lando Norris. We are thinking here, obviously the original strategy is to go on the wets, but I was obviously thinking here, should we go on the inters or risk it on these wets, because guys, wets do not have any kind of grip in this game. So we are just with 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are gonna go for the round 3 of Kush Maini's career, and Max Verstappen leading the race. Lando Norris in P2, just Fernando Alonso getting a better exit, and he has overtaken Lando Norris there for P2. Charles Leclerc tried to overtake, and there was someone outside. That was Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll just went off. He went 2 off there, and we are just in P9. We have overtaken Tsunoda here, and starting from P9, can we make something here? Obviously, we do not have. Look at that. Perez here with ease has overtaken us, because guys, we do not have grip here, and Tsunoda obviously hitting us almost out of the track, and we are just maintaining our position. Look at that wheel spin again. We do not. I'm telling you, we do not have any grip right now in these wet tires. Obviously, even after the formation lap, we weren't able to get any kind of temperature into these tires. So we are now from P9, we started P11, ended up went to P9, and we have just thrown into P39 into the chicane. We are just taking it easy because we don't want to push, and Hülkenberg going from the inside has overtaken us. Sorry, Magnussen, he has overtaken us, but we get a wheel spin here. We get hit by a little bit of a wheel spin here, and because of that, we have just thrown Magnussen out of the race. Well, he's not out of the race, but he has to just join in a lot later. And look at that, guys. There is no grip here. There is no grip. And look at that. Hülkenberg has overtaken, and Bottas has overtaken, and PSG has also overtaken us. Ricardo also going side by side with us. He has overtaken us. And Lance Stroll, who was, well, he went off on the first corner, is now just side by side with us into 130R. We have at least maintained a position in front of Stroll, but Stroll trying to make it into us, and we make a little bit of a typo here into chicane, and because of that we have overtaken Lance Stroll there, and we are now in P18. Obviously not the best start for us because we have lost position, so we decided that these wet tires are not going to work for us. So we are going to pit after the first lap. Obviously we should have started on the inters, guys. I think that was a big mistake for us because these tires do not, I repeat, these tires do not have a single tread here right now for us. And with 2.5 second pit stop, we are just going out of the pits here. Obviously we are losing time, a whole lot of time there. Obviously now, well, 14 seconds, 16 seconds, 17, we are still losing time here. So we have to just, and we have just gone, okay. So we do not have that much grip on these winters right now. But look at that, guys. After the first lap, these tires, these intros were like amazing for me because they had grip, guys. Even though they were slower a little bit, but they had much more grip than Max. And look at that, guys, we have already gained with the purple third sectors. And look at that again, on starting lap 4 or lap 3, we have gained a second. And guys, at the end of lap 6, we are now only 10 seconds behind him. We have gained 7 seconds. And on lap 7, Hamilton has decided to come into the pits, and it's for, I think, it's for inters. That's a good news for him because I think the track was actually dry up enough to, go on to the inter tires. We should have started the race on inters, but hell, that doesn't matter. Obviously, Piastri trying to overtake us into the first corner. We have just maintained our position and going a little bit wide there. And Piastri from the inside has overtaken us. Obviously, we are not going to be fighting Piastri because he is in a much better car, so there is no point in fighting. And on lap 12, everyone else, Russell, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, everyone is into the pits. And look at that, guys. Hamilton with the biggest undercut he could have done, and he is now into P2. Obviously, I think if he can hold it some lap, and Joe is also into the pits. Sargent is on, I think, wet tires, and look at that, Albon and Joe both into the pits, and we are right now P15 now. Just look at that, Bottas trying to overtake us because, guys, our tires is now 11 laps old. These guys just pit a lap or two earlier, so their tires are much fresher than us. So look at that, guys. We do not have that much grip now, obviously, but still it's better than wets. So we are just maintaining our position. We are just trying to keep Piastri inside so that we can measure our race pace through him, and we can just stay at least with him till the end of the race so that we can overtake him. And we have,
okay, Kush, Piastri's ahead of you.
We have an objective, guys. We have to overtake Piastri. Piastri, who is in a much better car, much better, well, everything, much better driver than us. Into 130R, we are not stopping here, and into the chicane with the biggest dive bomb we can. We have overtaken him, and Magnussen. I think Magnussen just went off. Because Magnussen went off, Piastri got, I think, confused there, and because of that, we have overtaken him easy there. And on lap 13, see, at the first of the corners, we just trying to take it easy. We do not have much grip, and we go a little bit wide out of the racing line. And Piastri has overtaken us. Bottas also tried to overtake us, but we will not let him overtake us. We will just maintain our position there. Obviously, we did not want to overtake Piastri because he is in a much better car. So if we can just stay with him, we can maintain our position. Obviously, I'm trying to use as less brake as we can because we do not want to push too much. And on lap 14, look at that, Alonso trying to overtake. But what's it happened to him? He is slow. He is slow. What has happened to Alonso? Alonso, he is out of the Grand Prix. I think he has a mechanical failure, and because of that, guys, I decided that it's better to go on to new interest because look at that, we already had orange tire and 74%, and we have a slow stop with 5.6 seconds. The left front had a problem fitting in, and because of that, guys, we are going to lose position here. And to Sargent, will we stay in front of Sargent? No, we have lost our position to Sargent. I guess having a bad pit stop might have done that. Obviously, we are now in P17, obviously, but we can still do it. Obviously, these guys are not on new tires, they are on old tires, and we are on new tires. Obviously, we have to just push. Now we can push right now because these tires much newer than these guys. Magnussen behind us, who is relatively on better tires than everybody else because he, I think, have pit once more, and Hulkenberg 10 seconds behind. I think he has also pit once more, so we are well in front of the people who have already pit twice, and everyone else in front of us has pit only once. So we have to catch up to the people in front and gain on these people, so that when obviously you can see the track is getting drier and drier, and because of that, guys, on lap 18 I decided, because there was no rain and the track was almost dried up, we decided that it's time to pit. We wanted to pit. Obviously, we had to keep our pace lower because we had an objective of the tire. But look at that, guys. The tires were almost orange, and we have again a slow pit stop. Too slow pit stop right now. Obviously, we want to gain that time in our in lap, but we have to just wait, guys. And look at that. We are now out of the pit stop, and we have been lapped by Max Verstappen. Obviously, can we catch him because we are on newer tires? Well, newer and drier tires, and the track is already tied up. Can we just stay with Max Verstappen? And look at that, guys. At the end of lap 20, we have maintained just our position with a second or two behind Max Verstappen because, guys, the track is now dried. It is fully dried, and because of that, we can just keep up with even the race leader of Max Verstappen. And because of that, on lap 20, Max Verstappen had decided that he is going to pit, and we have DRS enabled. I think it might have said because we are a lap later, and we have a Ferrari pit stop with a problem here, and because of that, Leclerc is obviously going to lose position, but Sainz is also going to lose position because he was getting double stacked and he must be kicking himself after this one. And we are on lap 23, just behind Sargent, trying to gain position. Obviously, their tires are again 5 laps younger than me because he just pit a lap earlier, and with 1 second gap, can we just catch up to Sargent and get into his DRS? Charles Leclerc and now George Russell putting on the fastest lap. We have already done a fastest lap, which was taken by someone else immediately because people after my first lap, everyone else starting to pit because obviously everyone saw my sectors and decided that it's time to go on to these tires. But guys, on last lap and going to the last lap of the GP, Max Verstappen has won the Japanese Grand Prix, and Charles Leclerc going to the last corner just behind Lando Norris. Lando Norris trying to attack Charles Leclerc, but Charles Leclerc has maintained his position in P2. We are now trying to overtake Magnussen in front of us. We will make a big dive bomb here into chicane. We have made it, but we went a little too late on the brakes. Because of that, we almost went wide, and Magnussen, who was in front of us, has ended in front of us, and we have ended this race in P17. Because, guys, nothing happened in the first laps. We were just losing position to everyone else, and we weren't able to do anything. So, guys, let's just first see the podium celebrations here. So Max Verstappen obviously won that race. Our teammate Pierre Gasly into P7. We were just so bad in this race. We didn't have any pace. Obviously, I really wanted to start this race on the inters, but I think got a little bit hesitant there and went on to wets, and because of that we had to do an extra pit stop, guys. If we haven't done that, we might have able to get P10 or at least P11, because we had and look at that, Nico Hülkenberg with 5 pit stop, guys. He went on 5 pit stop, and because of that he was so bad. But guys, obviously Pierre Gasly won that race with the rivalry we have against him, but we have just lost a little bit of rating. But guys, obviously Japanese Suzuka track, as I've said, isn't really the best track for me. And even guys, if you're enjoying these videos, keep watching, and I'll see you for the next one.